Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on group lecture number 35, in which I will discuss Fermat's theorem and its applications. Before proving Fermat's theorem, I wish to give you some basics related to Fermat's theorem. Firstly, congruent modulo M. Let A and B be two integers, then we say that A congruent B modulo M if A minus B is divisible by M. For example, let 5 congruent 1 modulo 2, that is 5 minus 1 equal to 4 is divisible by 2. If we divide 4 by 2, we get remainder 0. Next, I will give some concepts related to residue modulo M. Let we have number 5. If we divide any number by 5, we get remainders either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. For example, if we divide 11 by 5, we get remainder 1. So, in this way, if we divide 12 by 5, we get remainder 2. If we divide 13 by 5, we get remainder 3. If we divide 14 by 5, then we get remainder 4. If we divide 15 by 5, we get remainder 0. If we divide 16 by 5, we get remainder 1 and remainder is repeated. Let us speak about the numbers which gives remainder 0, and that set is denoted by 0 bar, that is 0 class. In 0 class, for divisor 5, we get 0, 5, 10, 15 and so on. In this way, we may frame one class. In one class 1, 6, because if we divide any number of this class, we get remainder 1. So, we frame the set. The name of the set is Z5. Z5 contains these classes: 0 class, 1 class, 2 class, 3 class, 4 class. Now, if we add any two elements of this set, 2 bar plus 3 bar, we get 5 bar, means remainder 5. We do not get remainder 5. 5 is divisible by 5. So, in this case, we write this is 0 class. If we add 4 bar plus 3 bar, this is 7 bar, But if we divide any number by 5, we do not get remainder 7. So again we divide 7 by 5, we get remainder 2. In this way, we may find remainders of class more than 4. Now let's take 11 class. 11 class means if we divide 11 by 5, we get remainder 1. So 11 class is equal to 1 class, and we write this as 11 minus 1 is divisible by 5. That is, in the case of congruent modulo, we may write 11 congruent 1 modulo 5. So if we have this type of equality, in this case we write this 11 here, congruent here, here 1 and modulo 5. Now we prove Fermat's theorem. Statement: if P be a prime number and A be a positive integer such that P is not a divisor of A, then A to the power P minus 1 congruent 1 modulo P. Moreover, when P is a divisor of A, then A to the power P congruent A modulo P. Now we prove this. We shall prove this theorem by taking 3 cases. Case 1. Let P does not divide A and P greater than A. Now let ZP be the set of residue modulo P. That is, it contains 0 class, 1 class, 2 class, 3 class, P minus 1 class. Let this is number 1. Let H be a set containing elements 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, P minus 1 bar. We do not include 0 bar in this set. 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, P minus 1 bar. Let this is number 2. Since H with multiplication is a group, since A is less than P and A is a positive integer, therefore A bar belongs to H. Means A bar be one of these elements. Now we frame a cyclic group with generator A bar. Therefore A bar is a cyclic group generated by A bar. Let K be the cyclic group generated by A bar. Let order of k equal to m. This is number 3. Since in a cyclic group, the order of the cyclic group is equal to the order of the generator. Therefore, order of k equal to order of generator A, and this is equal to m. This is number 4. Since k is a cyclic group and k is also a subgroup of H, therefore by Lagrange's theorem, order of k divides order of H. Since order of k is m, divides order of H is p minus 1, implies that p minus 1 equal to qm, q be an integer. Let this is number 5. Since order of A bar is m, therefore A bar to the power m equal to identity element. This identity element is 1 bar. Identity element of H and identity element of K be same, implies that A bar to the power m to the power q equal to 1 bar to the power q, implies that A bar to the power mq equal to 1 bar, implies that A bar mq means p minus 1, p minus 1 equal to 1 bar. Let this is number 6. In number 6, we see that in left side we have A bar to the power p minus 1 and in right side 1 bar. In this case, we write A to the power p minus 1 congruent 1 modulo p, and hence proved. Now case 2. In case 2, we consider p does not divide A be a positive integer and p is less than A, means A is greater than p. Therefore, we may write by divisional algorithm A equal to some integer s multiply p and remainder r. R lies between 0 and p. Means if we write here, we may also write less than equal to p minus 1. Therefore, A bar means remainder A when number is divided by p. As A is greater than p, so A may not be the remainder. In this case, again we divide A by P and we get remainder R. So in this case we write A bar equal to R bar. This is number 7. Since R lies between 0 and P minus 1, and here we have taken P does not divide A, that means we do not get remainder 0. That means R is greater than 0 and less than equal to P minus 1. That is, R is greater than 0 and less than equal to P minus 1. Therefore, in this case, R bar belongs to H, because in H we have 1 bar, 2 bar, dot 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 dot, P minus 1 bar. Therefore, similar to case 1, we may get that R bar to the power P minus 1 equal to 1 bar. In place of R bar, here we may write A bar to the power P minus 1 equal to 1 bar, implies that A to the power P minus 1 congruent 1 modulo P, and proved. Since in both cases we get A to the power P minus 1 congruent 1 modulo P. Since P is a prime number and P does not divide A, therefore GCD of P and A equal to 1. In this case, we may multiply both sides by A, implies that A to the power P minus A multiply A congruent 1 multiply A modulo P, implies that A to the power P congruent A modulo P. Now we prove for case 3. In this case, P divides A, implies that P divides A to the power P, implies that P divides A to the power P minus A. This means A to the power P congruent A modulo P. That means if we divide A to the power P by P, the remainder is A. So here we write remainder and hence proved. Now we solve a problem using Fermat's theorem. Find the least positive residue of 2 to the power lakh modulo 17. Here we have number 17. 17 is a prime number. Therefore, we write P equal to 17 and A equal to 2. Here we see that 17 does not divide 2. Therefore, by Fermat's theorem, we may write a to the power p minus 1 congruent 1 modulo p. That means 2 to the power 17 minus 1 congruent 1 modulo 17 implies that 2 to the power 16 congruent 1 modulo 17 implies that if we take 2 to the power 16 to the power 6250 1 to the power 6250 modulo 17, and this is 2 to the power lakh equal to congruent 1 modulo 17. Therefore, if we divide 2 to the power lakh by 17, we get remainder 1. Now we solve problem number 2. If 7 does not divide A, prove that either AQ plus 1 or AQ minus 1 is divisible by 7. Now we solve this. Since 7 is a prime number, we write P equal to 7. And here given that 7 does not divide A. Therefore, by Fermat's theorem, we may write A to the power P minus 1 congruent 1 modulo P. Here P is 7. That means A to the power 7 minus 1 congruent 1 modulo 7 implies that A to the power 6 congruent 1 modulo 7. This means 7 divides A to the power 6 minus 1. Implies that 7 divides A cube plus 1 multiply A cube minus 1. Therefore, 7 divides A cube plus 1 or 7 divides A cube minus 1. Proved. Now we solve problem number 3. M and N are prime numbers, then show that M to the power N minus 1 plus N to the power M minus 1 is a multiple of M multiply N. Since given that M and N are prime numbers, firstly we consider M as prime number, M equal to P and N equal to A. Since both are prime numbers, therefore here M does not divide N, that means P does not divide A. Therefore, by Fermat's theorem, we get A to the power means N to the power P minus 1 means M minus 1 congruent 1 modulo P means M. This is number 1. Implies that M divides N to the power M minus 1 minus 1. Similarly, we get M to the power n minus 1 congruent 1 modulo n. That means n divides m to the power n minus 1 minus 1. Let this is number 2, this is number 3 and this is number 4. Again, since m divides m to the power n minus 1, this side m to the power something, this side m, so m divides m to the power n minus 1. This is number 5. From 2 and 5 we may get m divides m to the power n minus 1 plus n to the power m minus 1 minus 1. This is number 6. Again, since n divides n to the power m minus 1, this is number 7. From 4 and 7 we may get n divides m to the power n minus 1 minus 1 plus n to the power m minus 1. Implies that n divides m to the power n minus 1 plus n to the power m minus 1 minus 1. This is 8. Since m and n are prime numbers, therefore LCM of m and n equal to m multiply n. From 6 and 8 we see that m divides this number and n divides this number, the same number. That means their LCM will divide this number. Therefore mn divides m to the power n minus 1 plus n to the power m minus 1 minus 1. That means m to the power n minus 1 plus n to the power m minus 1 minus 1 is a multiple of m multiplied by n. Proved. Now I will give you details of my lecture notes of Fermat's theorem. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.